Gary. It's hard to take positives out of a loss, but at least we can say we went toe-to-toe with the premiership favourites.
Oh, for sure, Pete. And look, I thought there was a lot of positives today. The way we used the ball on a lot of occasions, there were times when we didn't quite execute, but I was really proud of their preparation and planning and the way we accepted the challenge of trying to defeat the top of the ladder Geelong. And we showed today, by playing I thought our best game, our absolute best game against a standout opposition. And they never got away from us. We never got away from them either. But for a side that's been slaying opposition by big numbers, for us to implement the things that we wanted to do and execute the way we wanted to do and be manic about our pressure, it was a wonderful advertisement for VFL footy today.
One of those amazing things, a pressure-type game, missing some tough nuts, really, in Dean Galea, Shane Valenti, Toby Penwell.
Yeah, and that's true. But see, what we've had here is that the culture is about playing a standard of footy that we accept as what we want. So our standards don't be lowered. And Josh Purcell today, Heath O'Farrell today, Adrian Bonadeo was absolutely terrific. And we found a real liking for the contest today in a lot of ways. And you're right, we didn't have those name players, but the younger players got a taste of that type of pressure. And if we get into that situation again, hopefully we're going to be better for it.
What do you think was the change during the week compared to the mindset that we had against Werribee, where the four-quarter performance wasn't there, compared to this week?
Well, we put away that performance pretty quickly and we turned our sole focus to Geelong. So I think the way we trained, it gave the guys a specific plan, and the plan was going to be implemented by the players, obviously. And we had a few little other things that we did. We had a real positive week during the week, and the guys were challenged, and it just shows. And I think this group, whenever they've been challenged enormously, have found it a lot more than not being able to find it. And to win finals on the line, all that sort of stuff, certainly produced the best in a lot of situations.
For both the seniors and the Development League, it's the old saying, survive and advance. Every game now is an elimination match.
Yeah, it is, and we've put ourselves in that position. So it is the only way now. You just got to come out. Let's roll the sleeves up, strap the Blundstones on and just come out and have a crack. And that's the only way we will win. And it's right now in our hands only slightly. We're really waiting on other results, and we just got to take care of winning against Coburg at Coburg next week.
So here on Borough TV, we're with the Port Melbourne Football Club President, Peter Bromley. But Peter, we're in slightly different surroundings.
Yes, we're in the gym. Council finally granted us use of this building. And in about 3 or 4 days, we actually had it in action with the wall panels you can see behind me being installed. We then bought the rubber matting, got the carpet in. So we've tried to develop a gym that's worthy of our players.
Of course, this is all last minute to throw together, but you've done a magnificent job managing to get in exercise bikes, weights, etc., to at least to bring some type of standard for training for our players.
Well, I think we have. Rob Nicholson's been giving me advice on what sort of equipment we should be purchasing, and Rob, our fitness advisor, is saying that we've got the core stuff that you need to develop players. There's one more machine to come in, which is a cable crossover. We're just waiting on our suppliers to bring it in.
But of course, the club could always do with more.
The club can always do with more. I mean, personally, I call this our temporary gym. The one that I really want us to purchase is about, or construct is about 4 metres wider and about 15, 16 metres longer.
And of course, if people want to help donate to that, whether it be money or equipment, etc., what can they do?
Well, if they just bring it down to the club at the moment, we're always looking for money. We've spent quite a lot of money in here already. The mats, which you can't see at the moment, but they worked out at $42 a square metre, and I think we bought about 40 or 50 of the things. The 45-degree leg press and everything, that was a couple of grand. We bought, excuse me, new weights at $3.90 a kilo, which doesn't really sound all that expensive until you realise we're buying them in lots of 100 kilos. So I think we spent about about $800 on weight so far, just free weight.
And good news again, of course, as we go to Borough TV, the game against Geelong will finally back on our home ground, and the ground is starting to look a lot better than it was 4 weeks ago.
Certainly it has. There's been a lot of work done on it. It's been the AFL turf consultants being used by and is helping to guide Port Phillip Council in reconstructing the ground. It's been a process they call verti-drain twice. There's been phantom coring. It's been topped up with fertiliser, that sort of stuff. And Sam Fleming, the company that Sam Fleming works for, has come in and re-sodded one area that was quite a lot of concern, and that's really holding well. I was just walking across the ground with John Hook, and we just had a look at that area, and it's very solid, very nice underfoot.
Am I correct in saying probably one of the old areas of concern used to be what was the practice cricket pitches, but of course now the cricket club now have their facility up on top of the hill, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem as the years go by?
The pitches, the practice wickets are still actually there. It's just that they haven't been heavy rolled, they haven't been maintained as practice wickets, and I believe that Port Phillip Council's proposing to take them out later this year.
Good news there, and also just to the side of it, of course, is the construction going on at the moment for the club rooms. It's actually step up to gear.
It certainly is. If you click on the link on the website, you can actually watch the project underway. There's a time-lapse camera taking photos. I think it's about every 35 minutes and automatically uploads on it. You'll be able to stand there and watch the screw piles getting screwed in and stuff like that. And that's probably till they get the retaining walls in. It's probably about another 2 months, and then the building should start coming out of the ground pretty quickly.
And finally as well, some good news to mention, the Port Melbourne Football Club teaming up for a scholarship.
We are. We're very excited about this. We're looking at a youth sports scholarship. We want the spirit of Port Melbourne Football Club to go right through for the young athletes in the Port Phillip community. One of the conditions of the grant is that you will have to live in Port Phillip. The scholarship is valued at $2,000. You'll be able to go to training, travel interstate, whatever.
Borough TV is a Port Melbourne Football Club production.